I really feel like there are only two things that hold people back. And I'm not talking about the big external factors, because there are very real factors that limit what's possible for you to achieve in a day. And I think it's very important to say that. Like, the amount that I can get done in a 24-hour window today is very different than what I could get done 14 years ago when I have 3 kids who are home and I can't pay my bills and I have no help. And so don't be beating yourself up when you see that quote like, yeah, everybody's got the same 24 hours. No, we don't. That is a lie. But you can do a lot with the time that you have. Mm-hmm. And one of the things, though, that I think I've come to believe is that there's only 2 things that are actually stopping you from getting the results that you want over time. And what keeps people, I think, from really achieving what you're capable of are 2 things. The first one is discouragement. I think this is the single biggest obstacle.
Discouraging yourself?
Yeah, just pure discouragement. Because, let's just like admit to ourselves, we live in this crazy, amazing moment of time where you could never, ever, ever say with a straight face or use an excuse, I don't know how. Go to ChatGTP.
Go to Google.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Literally, go to ChatGTP and say, act like the world's best life coach or business consultant. Here's the thing I want to create. Give me a 60-day plan. Tell me what to do every day for 15 minutes that will actually create that. Your jaw will hit the floor. And we literally had this thing happen with our podcast. We were having trouble with upload speeds in terms of getting files thing. And the team's been working on it. And I finally said, will you just put our equipment in ChatGTP and ask it how to solve this? Honest to God, you guys. 30 seconds later,
Done.
It spit out the answer. We've been struggling with this for a year. So here's the thing, though. Information only makes you smart. It doesn't make you do it. And so you can be holding the answer in your hand. You can read Lewis's book, which is fantastic. And you can learn everything that you need to know in terms of the blueprint. But if you are discouraged, you won't do it because you will believe it's not going to work for you.
So how do we overcome discouragement?
That's a great question. I don't know.
But that's the first thing. So there's 2 things. Discouragement. And what do you think are some ways that can help us get out of that? Obviously, your method, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gets you moving.
Right.
But even if you're moving, you could still be doubting or discouraging yourself.
Yes. Well, so the thing about using 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to push through is I felt so discouraged. That's why I wasn't getting out of bed back then. Because I believed there was nothing I could do to get out of the financial mess that we were in. I believed that getting out of bed or looking for a job or laying off the drinking or not screaming at my husband, why would I do it? Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to matter. And if you get yourself in that rut, it's not going to matter, then why would you do it? And so the interesting thing about that moment in time is that I don't know that anybody could have necessarily gotten through to me because I was so convinced. And you know how you can get so right about how stuck you are?
Yeah, very righteous.
Yes, yeah. It's kind of a way to stay in control, as weird as that is. And so I believe that the best way, for me anyway, was simply that countdown thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. And what happened for me is that the action started to prove that there were little things that didn't fix the big problems, but they at least shifted a small thing in me. And again, it doesn't change overnight, it changes over time. So that's one thing. I think the other thing that's really important, honestly, and you're actually already doing it, which is pay attention to input. If you feel discouraged in your life, listening to Lewis, being here on a Tuesday night, where you know he's not going to come here and be like, y'all are losers, and you're never going to achieve your stuff, and this book is not for you because you're going to be broke. No, you knew you were going to get encouragement. And so seeking it out is a really important thing to do when you recognize you can't do it for yourself. And so you can catch that from other people. And you're doing that. And so I think those are two things. And then there's another exercise that I love that I typically do around happiness, but I think you could do this in your life right now. Take out a piece of paper. This was something that I just stumbled upon with my daughter. I'm not sure I've told you this story.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We share a lot, so I don't know. Our daughter, after college, graduated completely just depressed.
Which one?
Sawyer.
Okay.
The one that I wrote the book
Okay,
with.
yeah.
Okay. So she graduates from college completely depressed. It was
Why was she depressed?
Oh my God, because COVID had blown up 2 years of college. And when you're all disappointed because you feel like you missed out on graduation and you missed out on senior year and you missed out on this, and she had put on weight and she had been drinking too much, and all of a sudden the friends have scattered and she is home and she's going to a job in cybersecurity, which she was not excited about. And so she's just like bummed.
Yeah.
And so she had this breakdown. She was crying like crazy. And when she was finally done crying, we sat down and I said, here's what I said, well, what do you think is going to make you happy? She's like, I don't know what's going to make me happy. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing, hon. I think you do. Take out a piece of paper. And you can do this at any moment in your life. It's the greatest exercise. Draw a line down the center. I want you to now think about a moment in your life where you just felt happier. You don't even have to be like, this is the happiest moment. When were you happier? When did you feel a little bit better? And the first thing that popped out of her mouth was senior year in high school. And first thought of mine was, well, that's kind of sad because that was like 4 years ago. But okay, didn't say that because you don't want to, hit somebody when they're down. So I said, great. I want you to describe a day in the life. What time did you get up? What did you eat for breakfast? What did you do during the day? Who did you see? What did you do after? And she said, I got up at 6:30. I ate breakfast. I went off to school. I was with my friends all day. We then hung out because we had lacrosse practice. I was dating somebody. I would party on the weekends. I was looking forward to going to college. I'm like, great. Okay, that looks like I can see why you felt better. All right, let's describe your life now. Sleep till 1. I wake up hungover. I don't know what to do all day. I feel terrible. I'm out of shape. I'm not exercised. I don't see my friends. I'm not looking forward to everything. I'm like, okay, compare. Your life provides a map to the things that actually make you feel good.
Yes.
You just forgot. And so if you do that exercise, what you are going to see is a roadmap for what you have done at times in your life that actually make you feel like you and make you lift you up. And I don't remember who said this. It might have been you. I once heard somebody say that if you ever feel stuck and you don't know what to do, the single most important project to take on is yourself. And taking on improving yourself, whether that's your health, or whether that's learning something new, or whether that's finally facing your finances, or whether that's to claw back more time on the weekends and take on a project that you've been pushing aside, whether it's launching your YouTube channel or figuring out affiliate marketing or starting a podcast or getting a real estate license or going back to school. When you take on yourself as a project, you now create a sense of direction that gives your life meaning. And that's always going to lift you up.
Yeah.
So I think that's how you do it.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.